recap of Gentleman Jack, Series 2, Episode 4.
Well, good heavens, what a reception.
First off, I love this episode's title, I'm Not the Other Woman, She Is. We'll obviously get more to that later. We pick right up where we left off in Episode 3 in some back room in Mariana Lawton's estate. It's real continuous vibe-wise as well. Mariana's still yelling at Anne, and Anne's accusing her of being melodramatic, to which she's like, how dare you? I may not be alive after this visit.
What is she, even? I mean, we all know she's got problems, but Charlotte Norcliffe says she isn't ladylike.
Charlotte,
You know you're not winning an argument when you hear yourself resort to, well, I heard she wasn't very ladylike. Mariana, you ended things with me. Oh yeah? Well, I heard Anne Walker farts and then doesn't even say, excuse me. And also, her curtsy sucks.
and whatever you or anyone thinks about it, money had nothing to do with it.
Oh God, that pause. It feels like 4 hours, even though it's actually like half a second. I don't know if money had totally nothing to do with it at all. Like, I don't, if Anne Walker is like, a homeless person, like, begging on the street. I don't know that the great love of the 18th century is befalling these two if Anne Walker is a homeless lady begging on the streets. That's all I'm saying.
You know, if you met her, if you just bring yourself to meet her, you'd see she's really very sweet.
Oh my God. Anne Lister, I just cannot. What is wrong? This woman cannot be that dumb. You're an old who has spent the last few months throwing herself on the grave of y'all's love in letter form, is not going to think your new who has replaced her and been the cause of the great end of her life's love and think she's sweet. It ain't gonna happen. Back at Shibden Hall, the Listers and Anne Walker are playing a downright adorable game of cards. Wow. This episode made me realize they really have been hiding Miss Walker's hotness all season 1. Because, anytime they get those vanilla cake roll things that are flanking her forehead off, anytime her hair is even remotely down in a side ponytail or something, I'm like, ooh, damn, Miss Walker? Okay. Get it, yeah, okay. Ooh, it's a Sunday. I don't know, should they be showing this much neck? Scandalous. Melodramatic Mariana, that's your new nickname, Mary. Melodramatic Mariana asks Anne Lister, am I still even welcome in your quarters anymore at night?
Will the door be closed against me?
You know I'd never do that.
Why not? Why wouldn't you consider keeping your bedroom door closed? You do remember you're wifed up now. You do remember that, right, Anne Lister? Look at Mariana's positioning. Oh, Anne, you don't know how hard it's been for me. It's just been so hard. Mariana threatens to kill herself, and Anne Lister somehow ends up on her knees. Oh my God. They're touching an awful lot. Mariana's got her hands all over Anne. This looks like the prequel to Anne and Mariana, The Cheat Chronicles.
She won't know. No one will know. Only us.
God will know, Mariana. And all the lesbians will know. Will know.
She's moved in with me. She committed to me. She braved the world's opinion just to be with me.
Oh, wow. She braved the world's opinions just to be with me. Of course, Mariana has that look on her face because she knows Anne Walker has done what she could not. Anne has decided to live with the gossip, with the whispers, with the attacks, with the reputation. She has decided to live with all of it because she has decided Anne Lister is worth it. And here Anne is reminding Mary, you would not make that sacrifice for me back then, so I will not break my vows to my wife now. She will break the vows in about 5 seconds.
I'd like us to remain friends. Good, kind, close friends.
So Ann Lister is the way back who started that trend of gay people being good friends with their exes. Who'd have known? Per Ann Lister's advice, her sister Marianne goes to visit old Aunt Biddy, Aunt Walker, and to everyone's amusement, especially mine, discovers the young girl who is a relative of Aunt Walker has fleed the old couldn't take her anymore. It is during these scenes where we have Mariana and Ann Lister strolling through Mariana's property on a beautiful sunny day that you can see how great of a couple they made. They just look like a couple, and it's, we're not used to seeing 1800s lesbian looking couples. They just have chemistry, they look comfortable, they look natural. Hey, I'm Team Ann and Ann. I'm just saying, these scenes were really cool for me because I feel like it validates the three-way triangle. I feel like it validates the competition between Mariana and Ann Walker because, yes, we have definitely seen Ann Walker and Ann Lister have chemistry. Now we are seeing Ann Lister and Mariana not just have chemistry, but have like real couple chemistry. Mariana insists if Ann Walker is really what Ann Lister wants, then she will, quote, be happy for her. No, I don't think you will be happy for them.
Do you remember that night in Scarborough? I think that was the most blissful few hours of my life.
Damn, how good is Gentleman Jack in bed? I need to read them diaries and get my hands on some tips.
Empires for you.
I am shook.
But he was just there. Rich, available, hideous, and willing.
Damn, Charles is getting worked in this episode. He's getting called fat, he's an idiot, he's hideous, and we will later on see he very much deserves these insults. Mr. Priestley, another one of Ann Walker's weaselly relatives, has arranged for some young fella to call upon Miss Walker, as they said back then, basically trying to marry her off again to some guy so that they can have some sense of control over her and over her money.
Miss Lister's really clever. She knows all the best things to see and to do. We hope to travel more. It's one of her passions.
Watching Ann Walker talk about how much she admires Ann Lister is almost a beautiful thing to behold, except we, the audience, know Ann Lister is a metaphorical million miles away, busy trying to close out this torrid romance she had with Mariana Lawton. It's just always in the back of my mind now when I think of Ann and Ann. And we also, as an audience, have the insight of knowing that Gentleman Jack maybe doesn't quite love Ann Walker as much as Ann Walker is infatuated with her, or it's not that same type, or it's not quite as strong, or something like that. Which breaks my heart because Ann Walker is clearly just bowled over by Ann Lister.
People keep telling me I ought to get married. Your name was mentioned.
It would be a no, I'm afraid.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog. I am dying. Ann Walker is the kindest, sweetest, most lovely person in the world, and she's also 1800s Randy Jackson. Aunt Lister and Marianne really go out of their way to try to make Miss Walker feel at home and part of the family. They are telling her, come and go as you please. You don't have to ask permission for anything. And I love these two ladies for the support they're showing them.
I just hope Miss Walker is enough for her.
Oh, damn. She said what everybody else has been thinking for a couple episodes now. What a thrilling view this dinner party scene at the Lawtons is. Here we get to see why Mariana Lawton fell in love with Ann Lister. But we also see Mariana go through so many different emotions during this dinner. We see her expressing happiness and admiration for Anne, but then she almost immediately goes into pain and depression and desperation, and finally, in my opinion, lands on determination. This is when I really suspected the show was going to follow the diaries and have these two women sleep together, have Ann Lister cheat on Ann Walker. This look of sheer determination on Mariana Lawton's face. One of the more disturbing things we learn in this episode is that Charles has been sexually assaulting and harassing his 18-year-old niece. When Ann Lister learns about this, she immediately goes into hero mode.
You do still love me, don't you?
You know I do.
Wrong answer, Anne. Care to try again? Definitely wrong answer. Making out with her is not the right answer to "Don't you still love me?" Wow. And those moans are the sounds of the beginning of the cheating. Oh, Anne, you're giving into temptation. No, don't.
Kiss.
One last kiss is gonna turn into one last finger. One last finger. Yep, they're doing it. They're cheating. Oh my god. This is so hard to enjoy. I know there's some Mariana Ann stans out there, but like this was so not hot for me. I'm sorry, she looks horrified right after she Mariana stans. Is that hot for you? That horrified look on Anne's face? Is that true love? Ruining your ex's new marriage? I don't know. For some of you lesbians, it probably is. Mariana looks so happy though. Oh my god. Oh, the guilt. You're guilty. It's guilt. You have guilt. You can stare out that window all you like, but that angsty stare thing, that ain't gonna take away them vows you broke to your wife. Anne stares out the window and thinks about what a bad girl she's been. Then we get like another 3 minutes of Anne in various environments staring out into space as if she's trying to invent some sort of time machine or mechanism that would allow her to go back in time and staple her fingers to her hat. Kneel as much as you like, but you ain't gonna wash that cheating blood off yourself. Meanwhile, Mariana Lawton is having the time of her life, smiling out both ears, probably fantasizing about her and Anne murdering Charles and then her moving into Shibden. For some reason, Ann Lister agrees to let Mariana join her in the first half of her ride back to Shibden. If you ever cheat on me, you better come crawling back to me in a carriage full of regret with nobody else.
Be aware that I show Agni all my letters, so be careful what you put.
I'm not the other woman. She is.
Oh wow. This is probably the most powerful moment in line of the whole episode, and it is appropriate that they used it as a title for the episode. It feels like the culmination of everything Mariana's been fighting for all season long. I knew when I saw that look of determination on Mariana's face at that dinner party that Mariana was going to get her way. She was going to get Ann Lister in bed. She doesn't respect their marriage, and I honestly can't wait to see how everything unfolds between the three of them going forward. This has certainly set up an extremely high stakes rest of the season, maybe even rest of the show. I have to say, kudos to the writers. One of the main ways to build tension in a story is to have something that the audience knows that one of the main characters is not aware of. In this case, it's Ann Walker not being aware, but us knowing that Ann Lister cheated on her. It makes every scene going forward with the two of them so tension-filled and potentially awkward, and we're always going to be asking ourselves, like, does she know? How good of a job is Ann Lister doing of hiding it? Look at that face! That face! Ann Walker absolutely suspects something's off. Ann Walker ain't no dummy. When Ann and Anne have a love scene at the end of this episode, it just wasn't the same anymore. Not now that I know Ann Lister has betrayed her with Mariana. Oh, that long stare into the camera. She's like, I know you know, audience. Love that. Okay, wow. What an episode. Certainly the most memorable episode of the season so far, obviously because it's the episode where Anne cheats on Anne Walker with Mariana Lawton. Suffice to say, we, the audience, will be watching with careful eyes going forward. I mean, they gotta have Anne Walker discover the cheating at some point, otherwise it'll be such a dissatisfying plot. Let's check in with social media. Controversial take, I'm Team Mariana. Not controversial to me, I totally get it. Lydia Leonard is nailing her portrayal of Mariana Lawton. Like, yeah, I get it. This was the best episode so far. Saran, Lydia, and Sophie rocked this. I'd have to wholeheartedly agree with that. All right, let's see what the cast is up to. This past Friday, Saran Jones was awarded the Diva Celebrity Ally of the Year award. She wore a fabulous white suit with a red patterned blouse beneath it. God, Saran Jones can rock a suit. Just, the way she wears this suit! Alright, thanks for watching. Make sure you keep a lookout for my recap of Season 2, Episode 5 coming out next week. I'm Amanda. This is my Really Gay YouTube channel. That naughty cheater. Can't believe she cheated.